What's going on? Alright, so that's Axel, the adventure pup. Axel, the adventure pup. Give him a kiss. It's probably not kisses. It's probably just sweat that he's licking off my head. But anyway, so yeah, I'm Zach. I'm half of the travel couple. My wife's sitting up there. This is a quick tutorial on what to do about traveling with your dog, because everywhere we go, he goes with us. And so if you want to travel with your dog, I just want to kind of give you tips and advice and things that are good for traveling with your dog. 2014, when we got Axel in either the beginning of February or the end of January, we had a trip planned for March, so he didn't get to go on it with us. And we left him with somebody. We paid them money to watch him, stay the night there, take care of him, blah, 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 you know. Well, what that person did was they would come over, feed him, give him water, let him go outside and take care of business, and then they would put him in a kennel and go home or go somewhere else and not come back until the next day. So Axel was stuck in his kennel overnight. And since that time, when we got back from our trip, he's gone with us everywhere we go. We don't take trips without him. And we go far and long. And I want to let you know what you can do if you're ever tempted to travel with your pup. So the first thing, and it's pretty important, it's not as important as other things, but it is, like, if you want your dog to be comfortable, what we do is we make him a spot. And so you need to figure out where your dog is going to ride the best at, and you need to figure out how you want to make him a spot or her a spot, how you want to make them comfortable for the ride. What we do is we take a cooler and we put it in the floorboard, and we take a blanket and lay it from the cooler all the way to the seat, and we put a couple of toys in the seat, and we put like bones, a bone or two, whatever, you know, just stuff that we know that he enjoys to play with or keep his time occupied and off of, hey, I'm in the car for 11 or 12 hours and I'm over it, you know. Like, you want him to be comfortable so he's not restless or antsy. And some advice is, if you don't travel with your dog but you want to, you may want to start him out slow and drive somewhere for an hour, and then maybe the next week go somewhere for like 2 hours, and then drive for 3 hours, etc., and just kind of work up to it. But another really important thing is remember water. I mean, think about it. If you, let's just hypothetically say here, if you're going from Georgetown, Colorado to Escalante, Utah, that's like 7 hours and 30-something minutes, and you're going from the mountains into the desert. And if you do that in the summertime, it's going to be cold. Or, I'm sorry, it's going to be hot. And so you're going to want water because, you know, think about it. If you're driving 7 hours, you're going to want something to drink. So, obviously, your pup's going to want something to drink. And don't forget food either. Because, obviously, if you're going to want something to eat, your pup's going to want something to eat. And you don't want to have to stop and continuously give your dog people food. I mean, that's not the best thing in the world for him. I mean, it's not going to hurt him necessarily unless you give him too much, you know, and then they could get fat. But, you know, remember to bring their food. Remember a big bottle of water, for real. Because if you're in the car for long periods of time, he's going to get thirsty. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't want him to get dehydrated or anything crazy like that. So, remember to make him a spot and make it comfortable for him. Remember a couple of toys, maybe a chew bone. Remember food and water. You know, like Axel eats breakfast and Axel eats dinner. And every once in a while we'll give him a little, like, you know, a couple chicken nuggets for lunch or something. But, you know, the next thing that you need to think about is stops. What we do is we stop at every half a tank of gas. That's about every 2 hours we stop. and every time we stop, she pumps gas, and I get Axel out and we walk around, and then we let him stretch his legs, do his business, whatever it is he needs to do, because he's a living creature and he's going to have to take care of business at some point. So you don't want him to be uncomfortable and have an accident in the car. That's not fun. And so am I forgetting anything? Oh yeah, treats. I said food and water, you know, and another thing is treats, you know, because if he's being a good boy and he's riding really good, you know, give him a treat every once in a while to show him, you know, hey, good boy, I'm proud of you for riding so well in the car with us. So we've been over making him comfortable, we've been over food and water, and we've been over stopping. Like, you figure out when you want to stop. You figure out your dog. You know your dog better than I know your dog. But with us, like I said, we stop every 2 hours, which is every half a tank of gas. And we let him get out, stretch his legs, give him water. Then we get back in the car and keep on going. And I mean, if you're going 10 hours, you stop every 2 hours, it's going to take you a little bit longer to get there. But if you leave early enough and you know and plan well enough in advance, then you should be straight. But am I forgetting anything else? I think that's pretty much it. That's what I thought. But yeah, so always remember, it's really, 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 really fun to travel with your pup. It's awesome to be able to experience America with your dog. Like, Axel has been to more places than some people have, and honestly, I think that's kind of sad, because I wish everybody would see America and see places. But some people just, you know, they don't care about that, and so that's not what they're into. But Axel has been to every state with us, hadn't he? I mean, he's been to at least 30 states, hadn't he? He's swam in the Pacific Ocean, he's swam in the Gulf of Mexico, he's swam in Lake Powell, he's swam in Lake Tahoe, he's been to dog parks in probably about 12 or 13 states. I mean, you know, he is a travel pup. Like, he loves the road. He loves being on the open road. He loves to go places, and he loves to experience it. Another really important thing to think about is plan places where pups are allowed, because not all dogs are allowed at some spots. National parks are really not dog friendly. There's, you know, they have certain trails that are designated to them and stuff like that, but it's usually paved trails. And state parks, they're welcome any state park that you want to go to. But, you know, and off the beaten path stuff, like Horseshoe Bend, he's allowed at Horseshoe Bend. And anything else, like, he went to Lower Calf Creek Falls with us and all of that. So, yeah, just like I said, the main things that you need to remember is make sure he's comfortable, or she. Make sure your pet is comfortable. Make sure your pet has food and water, and you give him water periodically. Make sure you feed him at the times that you're eating breakfast and dinner or whatever. Make sure they have treats, toys, to keep them preoccupied while they're in their car. And make sure that you stop and let them get out regularly to stretch their legs so they're not restless or get agitated from being like cooped up in the car for so long. That's it, really. I mean, that's all it really takes. Figuring out what places will let you have pets and stuff like that. But I mean, if you plan it out right, then you can do it. We do it every time. Like, I don't know, ever since that first trip that we went on without him and we found out how the person treated him, he's went every single place that we have been to since. We started traveling in 2013. It's 2018. He's, you know, before we had him, we went several places. But after we got him, we went on one trip without him. And never again. Like, he's been to so many really cool places and seen really cool things and had his own little experiences, you know. And I don't know, but I hope everybody wants to travel with their pet, because it's really easy. It's a little work, but what in life isn't work? So anyway, I said what I need to say, and we live it, love it, do it, and we think you should too, but we think you should do that with your dog. So, peace out.